Thank you for tuning in with the Enchantress. That's me, the Babbler. That's me on this revolutionary universe that's happening right now at this motherfucking time. Hi, my name is Enchantress. Hi, how are you? I hope you are well. I hope that whomever finds themselves here is wonderful, my dear, in their wonderful divine alchemy. Do you hear? Right? Because we're making choices up in here. I choose to be in my motherfucking alchemy because that is the conscious choice that I motherfucking decide to make. No matter what is going on around me. This is not up for subject of debate. You know what I'm saying? Sorry. I just need to turn. I need my hands on the wheels. Both hands on the wheels. Okay? We must do what is right. And be safe all the time. Okay? Okay. Sorry. So, we got some new moon energies up in here. We got some motherfucking, I haven't, like I said, I don't be tapping in unless I'm checking in and for confirmation and stuff like that. Like, I don't know what's going on in the ethers in terms of astrological land. Like, I just know that we are in Piscean season, and Pisces aqua season for me hits hard because in Western astrology my moon is in Pisces, and in Vedic astrology my moon is in aqua, which both energies are prevalent. Oh, what I mean more right now, like activation, because there's like, and I said this in one of my old videos, I don't know which one, don't ask me, I don't even know. Whatever, watch all of them, okay? Watch all of them, okay? And then you let me know what I'm talking about, because whatever. But I was talking about Pisces aqua. Like, this duo has been on blast astrologically in these lands, right? Because they're being asked, like, this, it's this quirky couple, right? It's like the odd couple, right? It's like the tall giant with the really short girl, like, you know, something like that. Or it's like, you know, the yin and the yang, the elements of like these polarities, but they both have this inner quirk, this inner quirky like energy, right? Being asked to, hey, let's be innovative right now at this time, this challenging time. And because and it's just interesting, right? Because if you think about it from the aspect of astrology, Piscean and aqua energy, like, even though they can be leaders and stuff like that, and Aquarius too, like Aquarius takes on the leader role. It's all this, you know, persona and this image, right? This imagery, and part of like their evolution of like awakening that shakes them up when they start baking, right? Is, who am I? What am I? Where am I? What's important to me? And images, right? Because it's coming from their constitution of imagery and their own inner personalization based off of their own experience, conditioning in life that has taught them something about who are they as this image that you have upheld for so long. So, you know, sometimes they find themselves in that, like, searching for their identity, right? In some point or part of their life. And Pisceans the same, because as an empath, you know, or just, you know, the one that like that psychic sponge. And I'm not saying Aquarians don't have that either, because they do, but in a different element, you know. So it's a different processing system they usually tend to avoid, because they're coming from Capricornian waters, right? Which is earth element, which Capricornian took the sacrifice, right, from fire, because it came from Sagittarius, right? And it said, I'm going to sacrifice that passion and focus it here on earth. So, you know, usually it's always that battle with Capricorns, right? In terms of, like, this is just for exampling, okay? It's not, it is what it is. Like, you know, like choosing your career over love first so that you could be established, like, you know, making that sacrifice. As far as a Sagittarius, you know, passion leads, right? They got married, you see what I mean? And they put a halt to their dreams. Something like that. Capricorn carries that torch. And then Aquarius, so by the time it gets to Aquarius, right? By the time it gets to Aqua doesn't know who he is, right? And yet it has all this responsibility. And so now it has vision, right? It has vision, right? Because it sees and it has accumulated all this wisdom and knowledge, but they lack thereof that self-accountability of just identifying and holding true to their own whatever it is. And that's part of their discovery. That's part of their evolution. Like, who am I, right? And what place do I have here in this world? And it's that self-identifying, right? And then by the time you get to the Piscean evolution after Aqua, it's like, okay, now we have to balance all this shit emotionally. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta balance it emotionally. And it's like Pisces, you know, the drug addict, right? You know, in terms of, by the time you get to Piscean, like, they've absorbed every motherfucking thing from, you know, and Aries too. And, you know, because there's no beginning, there is no end. So to say Pisces is the last sign of the zodiac is to be ignorant, right? To say that Aries is the first, you know, and it's just energy, right? It's just energy. So Aries, too, has this accumulative, like, sensitivity to all the energies around it, but it holds it in, right? Like, that's where you get that combust, right? That's why Aries are short-tempered, short-fused. Don't, you know, it's just, you know, anyways, this whole evolution of the signs, like, I could talk about this for, like, ever. I love it. But so I don't, like, what I'm saying is, you know, I don't know what's going on. Like, I have to tap in. I'll tap in and just confirm, like, you know, just my own intuitiveness. Like, you know, if we didn't have, you know, technology to tap in at every single moment in time, like, what's going on in your world? You know what I mean? You need the internet to tell you what's happening here. So there's a lot of emotions up on motherfucking fleek, huh? You know what I mean? And it's intensifying, and it's a lot, but there's a lot of creative energy too. So we got to learn to channel that too. So my daughter and I, we spent the whole day, you know, the second half into the night now, part of my day in a spa. Like, it was so needed, and it was just noon moon, like Venus goddess, like self-align, alchemize, get rid of all the toxic garbage that has accumulated up until this time, like, you know, and just getting, like, you know, since this whole COVID shit, like, you know, in 2020 all combust, like, you know, even though I worked through the whole motherfucking shit, like, you know, it is what it is, like, you know, hit after hit, like, you know, we got to take care of ourselves, we got to take care of our temples, and as a healer, like, you know, a body worker, you know, energy worker, this is what I do, like, you know, like, I'm constantly absorbing, well, I don't absorb, and I transmute and I transfer energies that I encounter and stuff like that, because I can't carry that shit with me. Like, I'm not gonna carry that forever. And I take care of my temple, and that's my consciousness, that's my devotedness to my own consciousness living, that I gotta be most real with myself, because if I'm not real with myself, then who motherfucking will be, right? So it's like, I gotta be all this for me. So I'm not gonna hold on to anything or anybody that's outside of me. I'm learning these things, right? So it's a process. So back to the energies, right? So you got this Aqua and Piscean energy mix, this unique quirky that's asking us to evolve in maturity in terms of our feeling elements on our airy element too, which is like, what are you spreading, what are you seeding, what are you breeding on these lands, right? Because air transfers and sends, and it's just illuminating, and it's just all around, right? Air slips through your fingers, it's everywhere, it's existing, it's air, it's breath, it's chi, it's gong, it's this, it's that, right? And you got that water element, everything's made up of mostly all water, right? And here we are in our emotional place and stuff like that. So it's like, with this wisdom that you have you have come up to up until this motherfucking point, right? Like, take with it now, mind, body, heart, and soul, right? Unify with your heart space, because that's the one that has been closed off. and hurt at war, right? And it's saying, okay, let us align in truth and wisdom with this part of our dreams, right? So this new moon energy, if there's anything that you can do for yourself right now, is unify with your feelings about whatever feelings you got on the surface, beneath the surface, in between the surface, all around the surface, and come to terms with what it is that you want to release, right? You're letting go, right? Because what new would you like to develop in place of those feelings? Because your feelings are important because they're your vibrations, frequencies, right? And the things that you are sharing with everyone. Look, you can't fake the funk. I don't pretend to be in a good mood. I am in a good mood. Even when I'm in a bad mood, I'm in a good mood. My alchemy is still straight, right? So getting into that kind of space and just being real. So it's like letting go, like, right, it is what it is, and what it's not, and like, let's kumbaya, let's move forward, and what we're gonna do now. And this element of desire that touches my motherfucking heart space, because it's the heart that's crying out right now. Soul talk. Gotta go.